1, 2, 3, 4, let's go.
It's Heartbeat
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeannie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Hello and welcome to Heartbeat Alaska Native News and Information. I'm Jeannie Green. Thank you so very much for joining us. Hello to all my good friends across Canada, across Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona. Hello, how are you? And thank you for joining us. And hello, we welcome you, Montana and Florida, and to our new friends in the state of Washington. So nice to have you with us. Email me. Tell me what you think about Heartbeat Alaska. I'd love to hear from you. That's jeanniegreen@ak.net. Every week we take you on an exciting adventure across the state, across the north. This week we revisit the beautiful Inupiaq village of Golovin. For 4th of July, travel with me now to Golovin, Alaska. We learn a little history about the people there and learn about how they prepared for their 4th of July.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It's raining in Golovin, Alaska, July 4th, 2003. The streets are empty, but only because everyone is busy getting ready for the day's events. It's going to take a lot more than rain to keep these Inupiaq people from celebrating Independence Day. For the people of Golovin, it's more than a national holiday. It's a time to come together and give thanks for all they have. These people are wealthy in native knowledge and understanding of the land and waters that surround them. Golovin is located on a point of land between Golovin Bay and Golovin Lagoon on the Seward Peninsula, 70 miles east of Nome, Alaska. Approximately 148 people make up the residency of Golovin, 92% being native or part native. A subsistence lifestyle is the core of who these Inupiaq people are. Hunting, fishing, trapping, and gathering have provided a way of life that can only be appreciated by those who live one.
Oh, we go out and gather food, you know, subsistence living. We gather what we could all summer. Fall time we go tomcotting and trout fishing. And they do a lot of seal hunting too to put our seal oil and, you know, our native food away. And wintertime we come up here to camp and go trout fishing up the river. Springtime we do same thing again, tomcotting, and then summertime we come up here and dry fish.
Although remote, Golovin was once a stop on the Gold Rush Highway as supplies from the south were offloaded for the gold fields at Council.
And along came the gold rush about 1900, 1902. And the gold fields were of Council about 30 miles upriver. And the schooners used to unload here and unload their freight, lighterage, and then bring them up to the gold fields by scow, pulled by horses. And so dredges, groceries, mining equipment all went upriver by scow. And along came an enterprising man named Joe Dexter, established a trading post. This was built about 1900 as far as I know, during the gold rush days. The main part of the building inside the lower floor was the trading post. Upstairs was the hotel rooms, and the third floor, I believe, were hotel rooms. In the back room probably was a tavern. And on this end of the building was living quarters for their family.
Local resident Tom Punguk recalls an interesting part of his past when reindeer herding was a way of life for the people of the area.
According to my grandfather, they had about 12,000 or 25,000 reindeer ranging all the way back 40, 50 miles back in the hills. And the reindeer herders lived with the reindeer then. And they lived out with the reindeer walking wherever they went. So on every mountain top you may find a pile of rocks placed there by reindeer herders to mark where they've been.
During that time, reindeer meat became popular around the world, keeping nomadic people of the area busy.
And they had a processing plant down the coast where they processed reindeer meat. And they shipped reindeer meat worldwide. In about 1960, my wife, my brothers and I went down to the plant and salvaged what we could. And we found shipping boxes for reindeer meat. And on those shipping boxes were labels saying, shipped to Paris, shipped to Stuttgart, shipped to Berlin, shipped to London. So our reindeer meat went worldwide by schooner.
And although there aren't many schooners in Golovin Bay today, the community is just as interesting now as it was over 100 years ago. The stage is set in Golovin, set for an exciting 4th of July, preparing native foods and preparing other wonderful festive foods. It's raining there, but the attitude is sunny. regardless of the weather, the people of Golovin are going to celebrate the 4th of July. It's a gathering that they've been waiting for all year. From the surrounding villages of White Mountain and Elam, people from all over have made the trek to Golovin for their 4th of July celebration.
On your mark, get set, go!
Although the adults of Golovin claim that the 4th is the time for the kids to enjoy themselves, it was pretty obvious that they too were having a great time.
On your mark, get set, go! Run!
There were races for all ages. These two girls were busy trying to figure out what was going on, too busy to be racing. As for these youth, racing is all they do. And since each race was grouped according to age, this athlete only had to beat himself.
Nice try.
And what would the 4th of July be without an elders race?
Yay, Nuz! Yay, Irene! On your mark, get set, go!
After the foot races were finished, it was time to grab the bikes.
Oh, thank you.
Go, 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 go.
Followed by games that were, to say the least, original.
Over there, pop it. Sit down and say papa. Sit down and say papa. Real hard. Yay! Go. Run it. Sit down and break it. Yeah. Chelsea, who?
Take one step back.
The egg toss was a popular event, but by far the most popular event was the raffle. But first, food, and lots of it. All the hard work that went into preparing tonight's meal paid off. Keeping with tradition, the elders were served first, out of respect. Eventually, everyone made it through the line and got ready for the raffle. The first things up, the bikes.
2047.
2047.
2047.
I got it. Christian.
Many lucky kids rode brand new bicycles home that night. For most of these people, it was a chance to see friends and family again. It was a chance to meet new people, but most importantly, it was a chance to be together and celebrate the independence of our country. For many people, July 5th is a day of relaxation and leftover fireworks. For the people in Golovin, it was yet another day to celebrate. Today is a very special day for the people of Golovin, one in particular, Nuz Doyle.
My mother, raised us here, summertime fishing, drying fish. And she passed away quite a while ago. And this was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, we started this family reunion. My niece Rita Buck from White Mountain got talking to us, so we got people from all over. People came up from Oregon, from my oldest daughter that lives in Indiana. She came up, but her husband didn't come up this time. So we had over 100 people here, that, you know, family, and a lot of them were good friends that came and celebrated the family reunion with us. So we decided to have another one this year.
It was a day to honor a woman who gave so much to her people. And what better place to do it than at the very fish camp this woman had grown up in, Kachavic. Just about everyone attended, including this group who had traveled all the way from Inupiaq to be part of this reunion.
The wife and I and our family, along with her sister and her husband, and then of course we picked up some others from Shaktoolik, boarded the fishing vessel Gummy Bear in Inupiaq, and we traveled up the coast over to Shaktoolik, and then point to point from Denby over here to to Cape Darby into Golovin.
Oh, my little skirt, Julia, that's Julia.
Nuz's good friend Julia stopped in to pay her respects as well.
The first one, the dog got it. But this one here, I named it Julia too. But as soon as I came up here this spring, we came up with snow machine. And I was standing there and I saw this little squirrel eating leaves, you know, or some kind of leaf. And I said, "Is that you, Joe?" Looked up at me real quick and just let go of what he was eating and came up to me and just got in front of me, so I went and got her some crackers.
And for those kids who didn't get rid of all their energy yesterday, there were races to run. This young man competed in just about every race there was. Some spent their time swimming in the shallow waters of Golovin Bay, while others preferred a rod and reel to swim trunks. It didn't matter what your preference was. There were tons of fun and native foods to be enjoyed at this reunion.
Eat while you cut.
What I brought up was that pail of dried fish that's soaked in seal oil.
It's very good too.
And my grandson, he sent me all that walrus skin, you know, they call it goak. And he sent me ugrup meat with the guts, and that's what we brought. And a lot of friends have brought cut up muck duck, and they even had a boiled salmon head with the eggs in it, and just a lot of Eskimo food.
It's like one large family here, you know. It's small enough and unique that you come into Golovin and, you know, you're treated like family, and, you know, everybody greets you, and that's what it is. It's got that small community atmosphere, making it a family, and that's what makes Golovin unique in that manner, is that it's small, and that you know, it's just one big family.
As for this family, with the turnout of people who came from as far away as they did, well, this family couldn't be happier, especially Nuz.
I thought it was so nice for them to come here to honor my mother. I know she's up there looking down, and I could just see her smiling.
The 4th of July weekend isn't over yet. Even after the family reunion at Kachavic, everyone is preparing for yet another activity.
I'll show you how we Put them in the sacks here.
Although living in rural Alaska means a lot of hard work, it also means a lot of hard play. These locals are doing a little knee boarding, or boogie board as some call it. It requires strong arms, good balance, and a tolerance for the cold water.
It's all right there.
It also requires a good costume,
Super bag!
so that your friends and relatives won't recognize you when you're wiping out on Heartbeat Alaska. If at first you don't succeed. Well, it looks like this bug can't fly with the knee board. Maybe something a little more her speed. There we go. Perfect. Now this bug is flying. Whoops, spoke too soon. Whether it was kneeboarding, swimming, or climbing on styrofoam, the people of Golovin know how to enjoy life. It's Sunday, July 6th, and life in Golovin is returning to normal. The fishermen are heading out to check their crab pots, and others are returning to their busy lives. Lives that take them out into the tundra, and lives that take them out into the sea. Lives that make them who they are. Inupiaq. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another Heartbeat Alaska Native News and Native Information. I'd love to hear from you, no matter what state you're watching Heartbeat Alaska in, especially our new viewers in the state of Washington. Did I tell you I was glad to have you with us? Please send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. I want to hear from some Washington residents. Let me know what you think about our show. We'd love to hear some suggestions. I'm Jeannie Green. For all of us here, God bless you, and we'll see you again next week.
It's Heartbeat Alaska.